What's up, everybody? Tracy Rheaume with 321 Sportscast. I'm sitting down here with Marcus Maye of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing today, Marcus?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Good, man. Well, I appreciate you taking a little time to sit down. I know you're a busy man, but we got something special we want to talk about, and you got something cool coming up on May the 6th.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the Marcus Maye Foundation and the upcoming golf tournament for your foundation.
The Marcus Maye Foundation started, I would say, 3 or 4 years ago. Just something that I always wanted to do, have the opportunity to give back to the kids. And so, with the help of my mom, my brother, and some other people around the neighborhood and things like that, we all came together and started a foundation just to be able to give back to the kids in many different ways that we can, to be able to get in connection with different organizations, different boys and girls clubs and things like that, so we can basically inspire the kids, give them, hope in many different ways. And that's not just with sports, that's, academics as well. Just teaching them and showing them that there's opportunity.
Gotcha. So we're going to be putting up a lot of information. I have the flyer, and I told your team that we're going to run that on 321 Sportscast leading up to the tournament at least once a week. So you'll be able to get details on 321 Sportscast. How's your golf game, by the way? I know that's a question we talked about before the interview.
It's coming. It'll be
under promise and hope to over deliver.
Right. Yes. I'm not going to aim too high, but I'm not going to settle for anything low as well. So hopefully it won't be as bad as Charles Barkley. I promise that.
What's the chance Charles watches this interview and
right.
challenges you to one-on-one?
It won't be as bad, but it'll probably be a little rust, but I'm trying to learn.
Okay, so May 6th, again, that's the Marcus Maye Foundation golf outing, and we'll talk more about that on 321 Sportscast. Marcus, I got a couple questions. While I have you, I just want to, a lot of people in this community know who you are, but not everybody gets a chance to meet you and know a little bit about you. But you're one of those special athletes that I like to consider, because you don't just go on and do big things on the big stage, but you think about where you came from and the people that were there for you. We hear that all the time from people that know you here at Holy Trinity. What does it mean to you to be able to give back to your community after you reach a certain level of success in athletics?
It means a lot. And that's not just, giving money. Just having the eyes and being in the presence of kids, that was probably my main thing. Because as far as me growing up, I had a couple guys that I was actually able to see, and to be like, okay, like whatever they're doing is getting them onto the right path. And I took that and ran with it. And so that was one thing for me. It was like, I can go and, make all these things happen, but it wouldn't mean anything if I couldn't give it back or show somebody else how to do the same thing. And so that's my main thing for the kids. It's just, having some kind of blueprint or, some kind of vision that they can see, things that they can do, they can go on and do bigger and better things as well.
Yeah, I've always said as a fan, and I know not several, but I know a lot of athletes that have gone on to play baseball and football, basketball. It doesn't always impress me that they're a pro, that's all cool,
right.
But when I see them give back to their community, especially like behind us here is the Marcus Maye weightlifting room. I don't know what it's officially called, the conditioning center here at Holy Trinity. And it's just a gorgeous strength and conditioning room that kids can use forever and ever and ever, and they'll be able to remember what you did.
Okay.
Who was your favorite football player growing up? Did you have a favorite football player that was your role model?
Yeah, I had two. Well, I had a couple, honestly. One was my oldest brother.
Okay.
I just remember as a little kid running around the stadium watching him play football. And then Reggie Nelson, he was one of my childhood players that I watched and realized, like, especially being from the same area, that it's possible. And then Ed Reed, he was definitely one of my favorites. Once I started really to understand football and things like that and realized it was something I wanted to do. So between those 2 and 3 players,
You had enough fuel in that engine
to make it happen.
And Reggie Nelson, many of you know, but he's a Palm Bay High graduate, played 13 or 14 years, or maybe even more. Cincinnati Bengals, had a really, really good career. So, to see somebody from this area and to reach that level, growing up here, there was only a few. I knew like Mel Mitchell, and there was a couple others, but it's like now there's kind of a wave, and I think a lot of that's the Reggie Nelsons, and now you, and now you got the Jaysean Corbins and the guys coming up, the Chauncey Gardner Johnsons and the guys.
Earlier today. So,
do you think you had a big part in inspiring them? And
I would say so. I mean, I wouldn't knock that at all, just because Brevard County and its sports are so they're spread out, but they're so close at the same time. And just watching those guys go through Little League, we all play each other, in Little League, things like that. To go to Florida and see him go to Florida and see the guys go to the SEC and things like that.
Jawan and Jamel at Auburn.
Right.
So it used to seem so far away, like, man, the NFL is so far, you got to be lucky. It's one in a gazillion to make it. But now it seems like there's a culture in Brevard County, all across this county, that kids truly believe that if they keep their head above water, listen to their coaches, train hard, that they have a realistic chance to make it. With Raheem Sanders, I'm an Arkansas guy, by the way, diehard Arkansas fan. So Raheem, I got to always give Raheem a shout out.
No, he's doing great. I'm glad he's doing well.
Okay, when you're not training for football, what is one of your favorite hobbies that doesn't relate to football? Golf's one of your new hobbies, so you can't say golf.
Right, that's gonna have to join the list.
Do you binge watch like TV?
Nah, I don't really watch much TV. I kind of like being outside. Being by the water. So I like going out and sitting out, just relaxing, chilling. I started getting into photography.
Nice.
So when I got a pretty good friend, he's a photographer, videographer. So it's being in front of the camera as an athlete and then trying to be behind the camera at the same time. It gives me a different perspective. So like in the off season, I kind of like, try to shoot a little films and stuff like that and shoot.
I can relate because I got into photography about a year ago, and people that follow 3-2 and Sportscast, they get to see a lot of my work, and I have a studio in Rockledge, so I love working with that. I do all sports photography. And it's my way of just kind of doing art, and that's kind of the catch to it. We may not be able to paint or draw, but that photography can kind of do some things.
It's definitely a talent.
Okay, I know you're probably on an NFL type diet and you watch your body more than most of us do, especially me, you can see. But what's one of your favorite foods when it's time to just get down with the get down?
Ooh, get down with the get down.
You went from the Italian and the pizza of New York to the soul food of South Louisiana.
Let me see. Since I've been in New Orleans, those charbroiled oysters, they put the
cheese and everything on them. Yeah,
there's so many.
There's a place that's real popular. I can't think of the name of it, but there's a few places. There's a lot of places in New Orleans.
There's a lot of places in New Orleans, but the oysters, I can throw those down. I can 3 dozen.
You know where I'm going for dinner tonight to go get some oysters. I won't mention any places, but the Florida Gators. Okay, I'm an anti-Gator fan, by the way. Arkansas Razorback.
That's all good.
Are the Gators so we got a lot of Gator fans that follow this. You call it right now. Are the Gators going to be over 50% this coming year? Are they going to calling it right there?
Yes, I'm calling it.
SEC championship. No, he ain't quick to say that, Gator fan.
I'm always on the high end. Because there's always talent there. There's always that drive and want. So I feel like new coach can come in and put it together. I feel like
Gators have a chance every year.
Every year you can't write them off. With that SEC schedule, it's always up in the air. So, I'm excited for them this year. I'm actually trying to make it back up to Gainesville and check them out.
Okay, we'll go to that Arkansas game and watch Raheem put up 300 yards on them. I'm going to be at that game.
That is at home.
What's one of your favorite things about the city of New Orleans, other than food? We talked about food. Is there something about that city that's just, for me, it's the culture. I'll tell you, the culture's amazing. And if anyone's never been there, they won't even understand what that means. But what strikes you about New Orleans?
I would say the culture as well. Just how close-knit the city is. I mean, it's a small city, but it may seem like a big city, but it's really like tight. It's very family-oriented.
there's a charm about it. You can't even really explain
the
how
energy,
people treat you when they open a door. It's
correct. That Southern hospitality, I definitely felt that when I first arrived. And then just the energy during the football season, the basketball games.
I'm gonna have to come to a game. I haven't been to a game yet.
Mardi Gras just passed. So like, it just always seemed like there's just positive energy going on in that place. Everybody's just eating, dancing, just having fun. So like, I enjoy it.
I got to get to that stadium.
Yeah, no, the games.
When I waved, you don't act like you don't know me. All right, I'm gonna be like, Marcus Maye, 3, 2, 1, whatever.
You're good.
Okay, and in closing here, we talked about, there's so much good young talent. Football, even basketball is getting stronger in Brevard. Baseball, tennis, every sport there is. What advice would you give to any of these young athletes that want to become pro athletes? If you could give them one strong piece of advice, what would that be?
Well, first is grades. That's the main thing, because none of it can happen without the grades. And just, believing in yourself, having that confidence, but also having that that confidence to learn, not think that maybe you got a couple offers, but don't think like, that you've made it, you reached it. There's always, once you get those offers, then there's the next step.
Yeah.
Because now you got to get to college, now you got to get on the field, now you got to stay on the field. So there's always...
Stay humble.
Right. That's
like you, even as a pro, you just got to stay hungry, because there's more work to be done.
Right, because, a team could be like, they can get rid of you that fast. So it's like, you always have to be willing to put in work, put in the extra work, and have that humbleness about yourself to continue to grow and get better.
One of the things that I see kids doing that I wish I could just snap my fingers and change is how they are on social media.
Right, yeah.
I think social media can be a lot of fun. Obviously, we're on social media, but in terms of being recruited, it won't. Social media won't do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. It can harm you though.
Right.
It can put you out in a minute.
Right. It definitely can, because if you're working out just to put it on camera so you can post it, like, what I'm saying, that's gonna eventually wear off. What I'm saying? So like, it has to be from within. And everything doesn't need to be on social media.
I'm talking about the saying the wrong thing,
correct.
Being in the wrong place with the wrong,
and all that is important as well. Who you're hanging out with, what you're doing, because being at the wrong place at the wrong time. We all go through things and stuff like that, but we got to learn and be smart about it. If you feel like situations aren't the right, you got to get out of there, things like that. And that's from high school all the way up to the pros. Yeah. It doesn't stop for anybody. So you just got to be smart and be careful, and just take your time before you post something on social media, because you can't get it back.
And make or break you quick. Right. Well, Marcus, I appreciate you taking the time.
Appreciate you.
May 6th is the Marcus Maye Foundation golf outing, not tournament, it's a golf outing.
It'll be just a fun day, having some former NFL, current NFL, NBA, things like that. A couple of friends that play professional sports. Some local people.
Some autograph signing?
Right, autograph signings, fun, music, games.
And that's at Duran Golf Club, one of the nicest golf courses around. Great setting. You got 2 months to work on your game. I heard you and Coach Steve Henderson talking up.
I told him I got to get out there soon. So.
Yeah, you better get the chip in and get hitting that driver. But thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So everybody for tuning in here to 321 Sportscast. It's Tracy Rheaume and Marcus Maye. May 6th, the Marcus Maye Foundation golf outing. Who dat? I wanted to say that so bad. Right? Who dat? Have a good day, everybody. Thank you. Sir. All right. Yep.